Hi, my name is Nur Shahera and I'm going to present about background of study. First of all, let us go through about what is employee performance. Employee performance is an act or attitude of workers or employee at a workplace. It can also be defined on how well and how behave the employee at the workplace and how they perform their job scope that has been assigned to them by their company. As we know, every company has their own performance target for each employee. The main purpose of this study is to investigate and summarize on what is the main factors that contribute towards employee performance at Mamee Melaka. Now, let us go through about Mamee Melaka background. Hi, hello again. As I stated in the previous video, I'm going to present to you about a little bit of Mamee's background company. Let's get started. The company's main office is located in Ayer Keroh Industrial Area in Malaysia. Mamee has another two main office, which is one located in Subang Jaya and another one located in City Plaza in Johor Bahru. Mamee is known to export to around 100 countries internationally under their slogan, "A world of good good taste." And Mamee is also known as a very popular product around Singapore, Indonesia, and also Australia. As you can see in the slide, I already present to you the main product of Mamee, which is some of their product includes Monster, Slip Noodle, and also Mr. Potato. Now, back to the slide. In my right, you can see the history of Mamee established. Mamee is established in 1971 by Datuk Pah Chin Heng. Mamee main factors actually to manufacturing, marketing, and also distribute of snack, food and beverage. Now, that's actually a little bit of Mamee's background company. That's all for me. Thank you.
Next, I'm Hazirah Binti Muhammad will present the problem statement. So, poor performance or underperforming in Mamee can be caused by various factors such as lack of training, poor communication, and lack of motivation. Due to the lack of training for employees, various factors occur in the Mamee organization. And due to the lack of training also, they are not be able to work well with the company. It is because employees don't understand what their jobs are like and how they can contribute to the company's development. Employees also will not be able to work in a group. This will make them feel very depressed and unhappy. As Malaysia is a multiracial country and Mamee's employees are all from different races, it can sometimes break down in communication. In this issue, researchers believe that Mamee should be able to communicate with its employee without the interference of a third party. According to Muller 2019, being able to communicate effectively with its employees is very important to the company as it allows them to improve their performance. And to be able to communicate effectively with its employees, conflicts within the organization can also occur due to the different departments within the company. For instance, in Mamee's marketing department, the goal is to expand the product line, while the manufacturing department is focused on increasing the production cost. Due to the different goals of different departments, conflicts and disagreements within the organization can occur. So all these can affect the company's reputation and cause it to lose its way. Some employees may start to slack off if they think that their hard work is not being acknowledged. This may lead to lack of motivation towards employees in Mamee that can cause poor performance. Having their work organized is very important to their satisfaction and it can improve their performance. It is very important that employees are being praised and rewarded for their hard work. When the employees are unhappy, unsatisfied, and undervalued, they will feel unmotivated, which eventually leads to poor performance that can cause severe impact on business performance, team morale, and financial turnover. So all these issues will most likely cause employees to leave Mamee in Malacca. The number of employees started to decrease in 2012 to 2022.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Lina Binti Tahir. Okay, I would like to present my point, which is research question. Okay, this study wants to identify the relationship between independent variables towards employee performance of Mamee workers, which is located at Malacca. Okay, question number one is there any positive relationship between promotion and employee performance? Question number two, is there any positive relationship between rewards and employee performance? And question number three is which factors have the most influence towards employees' performance? Okay, we go to the point 1.5, which is research objective. First, to determine whether there is any positive relationship between promotion and employee performance. Number two, to investigate whether there is any positive relationship between rewards and employee performance. And the last is to determine the factor that influence employees the most. Study scope shows that respondents are employees of Mamee in Malacca. The total population in Mamee is 291 employees. Hence, 291 questionnaire will be distributed through Google Form by sending a link to them. However, the employees were chosen based on the sample strategy used in this study as well as the exact location and time.
Significance of study. The study attempts to identify Shahrin variables that should be prioritized in order to boost employee motivation and work satisfaction, eventually increasing employee commitment. Although the relationship between HRM and organizational performance has been repeatedly established and proven, it is also well understood that the dynamic that drives that level of performance cannot be controlled. The elements that inspire and incentivize the personal fluctuate as personal and professional circumstances change. The study focuses on motivating and gratifying aspects as well as incremental improvement factors that can have a long-term impact of the organization. Most essential resource is in order to establish and retain uniqueness as well as a prolonged competitive advantage. As a result, you are helping the company succeed. Every company strives to perform its competitor by offering excellent service to its client in order to competitive into this market. Mamee has to bring out the best in its personnel to compete with the rest of the group. Motivation is a critical aspect in motivating employees to achieve their goals. Any organization will not be able to attain these goals unless its people are motivated. The tasks they do, the degree of pleasure, prospect for future advancement, the organization climate, and their co-workers are contribute to their motivation. The goal is that this study will benefit every department inside the Mamee Corporation. The study focuses more explicitly on the performance of Mamee, personal through motivation. For future researchers, the findings of this study will serve as a guide and a solid reference. This research might potentially serve as a foundation for the development of a new learning theory. For the employee retention may grow as a result of an inadequate communication, potentially leading to conflict. Employees may make incorrect assumptions as a result of a lack of communication, such as allowing other employees to finish their job when this assignment was not previously addressed among the team. Good communication eliminates the need for workplace in the first place. For the employer, the consequences of low employee motivation in the workplace will increase staff turnover, fewer levels of engagement, poor communication, and decreased productivity are just a few.
So next is the definition of terms. There are 6 definitions of terms. So number 1 is employees' performance. It is about measurement of performance includes the quality, quantity, and efficiency of work. When employees are underperforming, customers may be left unsatisfied. A focus on employees' performance helps employees reach their full potential and improve overall business performance, which can have a positive impact on morale. Number 2, promotion. Promotion is a type of vertical movement within an organization that involves an employee transferring from one job to another. It can also be referred to an employee moving up in the organization. In terms of career terms, it refers an employee's promotions or position within a hierarchical structure. Next, number 3 is reward. Apart from their salary, reward also sometimes given employees to motivate them and improve their performance. These types of compensation are usually linked to the employee's performance. Reward can be in form of monetary and non-monetary. Number 4 is a lack of training. Lack of training at the workplace is one of the primary reasons why employees are unable to perform at their best. This problem may have an impact on their performance and their ability to encourage their employees. Number 5 is poor communication. When there is a mismatch between what is said and what is heard, poor communication is common. In other words, one individual misunderstanding what on other are saying. Understanding is no longer a two-way street. And last one, lack of motivation. Lack of motivation is a common issue that can lead to employee turnover and other issues that can be made a workplace as a toxic. Aside from poor communication, other factors such as low engagement and poor productivity can also affect a company environment.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Now we already in chapter 2, and in chapter 2 we're going to more focusing on how the influence of employee effort to improve their work performance is more looked into the depth. In chapter 2, we're going to learn about how literature review is actually mainly focusing on how promotion, rewards, and also employee benefit give a very big influence on how employee works hard and improve themselves. Not only that, in this chapter, we're going to learn on how the researcher also define the description of the dependent variable that is related to awareness among the employee. Okay, now let's go started. First of all, I'm going to explain to you the definition of employee performance. Employee performance refers to the visible of behavior and activity that is demonstrated by employees when their task is completed. It also consists of the expected outcome for a good work performance. Now, I'm going to present to you the 2 main factors that actually influence on how employee performance. Training is a program that is done by a company to improve their employee performance. Trainings do not only provide an opportunity for employees to improve their skill, it also improves and enhances employee productivity. And not only that, it also improves the company culture as well as reducing the employee turnover in a company. The second factors that influence employee performance is rewards and benefit. Rewards and benefit does not only act as motivation for the employees, it also acts as satisfaction when the employees received a reward and benefit for their job well done. However, even though it acts as motivation, it can also backfire. Example, when employer choose the selected employees based on their liking, it can cause bias and favoritism. That's all for employee performance. Thank you.
Next, we move to literature review. I would like to explain for more details about the reward and promotion, as it is two factors that influence performance as independent variable. Firstly, it is about reward. Reward is an incentive scheme that is used to encourage positive behavior in employees or employer in exchange for their contribution to the firms. Every company or firms have provided an appraisal performance system for their employees to measure performance in their organization. And after the result, they will recognize the group of employees that deserve reward as to show their recognition towards employees and to build strong relationship between employers and employees. Same goes to Mamee company in giving reward to their employees. Rewarding staff for outstanding performance is critical to encouraging and keeping talent. This can improve the organization overall productivity and production. Furthermore, in this concept of reward, consists two types of reward, which is intrinsic reward and extrinsic reward. So number one is intrinsic reward. An intrinsic incentive is a reward that employees receive for effectively completing their jobs or project. These are largely physiological incentives that are based on the individual's own effort and talent. Intrinsic incentives produce a favorable emotional response and serve to drive employees to continue to develop as well as make long-term behavioral changes when necessary. So take for example, when some employees complete their tasks well, they are frequently feel sense of accomplishment and pleasure. This intrinsic reward then pushes the employees to execute the work effectively in future in order to continue experiencing those happy emotions. In addition, according to in every community or organization, trust between live persons is essential for adding value to any relationship. This type of trust is required to execute tasks successfully. Empowerment also occurs when managers distribute work to staff. This increases the importance of employees' decision and action. So next we go to the extrinsic reward. Extrinsic reward is a concrete and visible reward provided to an individual or employee for doing something. They are frequently monetary in nature, such as raise in pay, bonus, prize, or public recognition. It is because extrinsic incentives are tangible. They are frequently provided to the person performing the action. So as a result, they are usually not generated within the individual. Therefore, efficient extrinsic reward system should be in place to keep top performer in the organization, and the reward should be linked to their production. So after the reward, we move to the promotion. A promotion is a move forward in terms of work, rank, or position that an individual takes while working for a company. Promotion are also a significant part of a worker's career and life, as they have an impact on the other aspect of the job. Every company or workplace has a job hierarchy structure that determines how a person progresses and is promoted into the company. In addition, a promotion is confirmation that an employer believes it is time to assign new tasks to an employee's existing set of obligations, rather than merely a reward for continuous strong performance. Therefore, every employee will benefit from promotion since it signifies trust and appreciation of an employee's capacity and talent to keep a high position. So according to article research from Sabir in 2017, employees who are more committed to the job goals and objective have a greater probability of being promoted. Therefore, when an employee's efforts are recognized, he or she is more likely to work harder and try to improve his or her performance, which benefits to the company. A promotion also increases employees' ambition and passion for achieving their personal goals as well as the company objective.
Research framework. The variables in the research framework were adopted from the previous researcher, which are Al-Fandi and Al-Kahsawneh 2014. This study employs a framework that depicts employee performance as a dependent variable and two factors affecting employee performance as independent variables that are rewards and promotions. It can be shown as the following figure.
Hypothesis is tested assertion that express a rationally conjectural link between two or more variables. As a result, one hypothesis may be formed based on the independent and dependent variables in investigation. To see if this holds true for elements that impact an employee performance. First, there is a positive relationship between promotion and employee performance. Second, there is a positive relationship between rewards and employee performance.
Now we move on to Chapter 3 Methodology. Firstly, research design. Research design can be defined as framework of research methods and techniques chosen and used by researchers to conduct the study. So this study used descriptive method with quantitative approaches to measure the rules of reward and promotion towards employee performance. Data is collected quantitatively by survey technique by distributing questionnaires to employees at Mamee in Melaka.
In Chapter 3, Methodology, we learn about population. In this research, we use the employee in Mamee Double-Decker, Malacca. The population consists of 291. That's all for population. Thank you.
Okay, for the chapter 3 is research methodology. Okay, I want to show the sampling technique for my point. According to the Shahrin 2013, sampling is the process of selecting a sufficient number of elements from the population which makes it easier to generalize such properties or characteristics to the population element. This research used convenience sampling. It is because of the information collected from the employee of Mamee, which the population used for this research who are convenient available to provide it. Thank you. That's all from me. Thank you.
Sample size. According to Roscoe, 1975, the rules of thumb for determining sample size where sample size larger 30 and less than 500 are appropriate for most research. In this research, the facility sampling method is used and will be collecting data from 291 respondents based on the total number of employees in Mamee Melaka.
Finally, for the data collection, it is a process to gain data for the study. The sources from the data collection are used from the primary data. The questionnaire is a set of questions that are usually asked to a specific person, usually within a certain set of alternatives. In this study, it is conducted to collect data and information from the employees of Mamee in Melaka. The questionnaire is divided into two parts, one of which is basic information, which is demographic, and the other is the factors contributing towards employee performance, which are rewards and promotions. Secondary sources. This study also used the secondary data method, which means that the information that was gathered from the other sources before the start of the research was used in the analysis. This data was gathered from various sources such as journal articles, internet, and past research. So, that's all from our group from Chapter 1 to Chapter 3. Thank you for listening to our presentations.